Yo, what's going on, guys? We are back with another great interview. I am happy to be joined by Logan Stankoven, a member of the Dallas Stars who was drafted by them in the second round of the 2021 NHL draft. He had a prolific WHL career, and now he's playing for the Texas Stars in the AHL. Logan, how are we doing?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much for coming on, man. So, yeah, I kind of just want to run down your full career because you had a very prolific both junior career in the Canadian juniors and obviously playing for Team Canada. There's a lot to dive into. I got a ton of notes. So, first off, obviously you played for the Kamloops Blazers. You grew up in Kamloops. So, how special was that for you to play for the team that I assume you spent your entire life rooting for? So, what was the process of playing for them? How did that transpire? And then how great of an experience was it repping your hometown team?
Yeah, it was awesome. Definitely looking back, I'll miss it for sure. I don't think many kids get that opportunity, so I was really thankful to, yeah, I guess be from Kamloops. And growing up as a kid, I went to Blazer games all the time and supported the team lots. And yeah, that was my dream, just to play junior hockey in my hometown. So once the WHL draft came around, I was kind of in the Blazers range. And yeah, once I found out I got selected by them, super happy. And time's kind of flown by ever since I was drafted. And I mean, COVID didn't help that either. Kind of missed out on a few playoff runs with the team, but for the few years that I was there, it was great.
Yeah, yes, that I can only imagine how awesome that is playing for your hometown team. And speaking of COVID, so you have a really solid rookie year, 2019, 2020. You have 48 points in 59 games. Then COVID happens. Obviously, in your draft year, that absolutely stinks. You kind of get railroaded by that. You only play in 6 games, still rack up 10 points. How do you think that affected your development and then overall draft stock? Maybe what was that process overall like going through COVID, still having to train? Just overall, what was it like?
Yeah, it was tough at times, just not being able to get that game-like experience, I guess. And yeah, being it would have been my second year of junior, I believe. So, kind of every year as you go on in juniors, you feel more and more comfortable. But obviously, I only got into the 6 games and got to play at the U18s as well. But yeah, I think during COVID, it helped me in ways of my development. Just being able to be in the gym lots. And I was still getting lots of ice time, so I was able to practice lots and kind of work on my game. I think you can either take it one of two ways. Either you can sit on the couch and kind of be lazy and not go to work. Obviously during COVID, it's pretty easy to do that. But I kind of used it as a time to improve and grow as a player.
Yeah, I could imagine that was a big differentiator for kids your age. Either you're all in, you're trying to get the outdoor workouts in during COVID, or you're just sitting at home watching Netflix, stuff that I was probably doing. So that definitely helped your development. But did going, obviously you end up getting drafted in the second round. Did that put a little chip on your shoulder that, oh, if I had a full draft year, maybe I could have gone higher, and heading into my third year with the Kamloops Blazers, I'm going to do better? How obviously you're grateful that you got drafted, but how was that process? Do you think that you probably should have went higher if you could have displayed yourself better? Just overall, what was the feelings of getting drafted and the feelings after?
Yeah, obviously, like you said, super thankful and lots of hard work and effort over the years into gets put into being drafted. But I think if I could have had the full year and kind of being able to display my skill set a bit more and show my true characteristics as being a second year junior player, I think that could have helped my draft stock. I'm not too sure, but I think that definitely could have changed things a bit. But I think at the end of the day, also, being a smaller guy, I think size has something to do with that as well.
Yeah, yeah. Another guy in the Dallas Stars organization that was taken in 2021, Wyatt Johnston. You saw he fell to the late first round, immediately walked into the NHL in his first year and was a 24 goal scorer. So I feel like a lot of kids in your draft year are probably there's going to be a lot more sleepers compared to prior years because they didn't have their full draft year.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, it's been really cool to see the success Wyatt's been having so far, and obviously off to another strong start this season.
Yeah, so after getting drafted, you played only 6 games that season. Heading into the following season, You absolutely explode with 104 points in 59 games. What kind of steps in your game did you take heading into that season? What kind of improvements did you make that helped you really break out and obviously win WHL Player of the Year?
I think the two things would probably be my speed. I think just throughout COVID, like I said before, I tried to really use that time to work on a few things like yeah, foot speed, in the gym or on the ice. My skating's a big thing, and then I think just like my playmaking abilities. I think I've always worked on my shot lots growing up. I have a little shooting area at my house where I just continually work on my shot. But I think being able to kind of round out your game with a playmaking ability was key, and kind of have both things going for you is something that can help you along the way.
Yeah, that's obviously a massive part of the game and something that you clearly improved over that year. How was it? I know it's more of a team game, but what was the overall experience winning the WHL Player of the Year? You look at the past winners of that or some elite NHL players, Hall of Famers. What was that like? How special of a moment was that winning that award?
Yeah, it was really cool. I remember that night when I received the award, I was able to just kind of take it all in and yeah, look at the past winners who kind of have their names engraved on the award, and yeah, I couldn't believe just some of the names that were on there, and yeah, obviously it was a huge honor to
Yeah.
win that and be part of that group.
Yeah, and then stupid Connor Bedard had to come out of nowhere that following year and rob you of the back to back. But so
Yeah,
obviously you
I
have
think
that.
I think we all saw that coming, especially
Yeah,
on
you're like, I got
yeah.
one, I got one. I can ball
Yeah.
out next year. We got the Memorial Cup. It's all good. Now we're focused on winning. But yeah, so obviously the next year you get the call up that summer in August to go represent Canada for the U20 World Juniors. How was that experience first off? Having like an August tournament, obviously the prior years you probably took like a little bit of an off season in terms of just relaxing in the months of maybe July and August. How different was that right off the gate, arguably for a junior player, one of the most important, probably like the most important tournament that you're going to play in? How is that being like your first game heading out instead of getting like a preseason and some of the regular season underway?
Yeah, it was really weird. I mean, I personally love playing hockey in the summer. I just think having that tournament at that time, and obviously I was at the Halifax tournament as well, at the past World Juniors, and I think
Mm,
just the atmosphere was a lot different. I think a lot of people were trying to enjoy their last few weeks of summer, kind of near the end of August there, while I guess the rest of us were inside, competing for a championship. So
yep.
it was a bit different for sure. Definitely had a great experience, and obviously, yeah, really special to win it. But yeah, it was different for sure. Lots of hockey played that season.
Yeah, so you guys kind of cruised through that tournament at the first 6 games for the most part, and then you played Finland. How was that game overall? Obviously, you guys went on to win 3-2. You with that game-winning assist. What do you remember from that game? Just how the overall atmosphere, all that winning gold. What was your take on that?
Unreal atmosphere. I thought out of all the games we played, that finals game against Finland was definitely one of the coolest games that I've been a part of. I think it was in Edmonton there at the
Mm,
Rogers Place or whatever, but just insane. The fans, it was so loud in there, and especially once we won in overtime. I thought the building was going to collapse, and yeah, it's just something that you kind of have to experience firsthand. And looking back on it, yeah, definitely, thankful to have those opportunities and to represent your country.
yeah, man. I was watching it before this. The Gord Miller call screaming out of his mind, Canada wins gold. But on that game winning goal, you obviously had the assist. Something I noticed, you had the backhand pass. Did you see the puck go in the net? Because I saw the Finnish defender like tossed you to the ground. It's like, what was your point of view on the Ken Johnson goal?
Yeah, I saw it going to the net.
Right.
I
And,
was
and then
just
you just
trying
went
to,
flying back.
yeah, yeah. I remember, yeah, Kent. I think it was off of a rebound where like I had passed it to him, and then he tried. I think he tried to go 5 hole and missed, but then on his second chance, he was kind of able to pull it around him and raise it,
Yeah.
and Yeah, I was just trying to get ready for in case there was another rebound or
Mhm.
whatever. But obviously, yeah, the Finnish defenseman kind
Yeah.
of took me out of the play, and then yeah, it was just kind of chaos after that. But yeah, just really cool to be part of that.
Is that as of right now in your young career, would you say that was your favorite hockey playing moment thus far?
Yeah, I definitely say so. That and yeah, maybe Memorial Cup or
Mhm.
even yeah. I think just that moment though in that game was yeah for sure a highlight of my career so far.
Yeah, one of the best World Junior Championship games I've ever seen. And speaking of heading into the season, then you guys are given the Memorial Cup. You guys are hosting, get the automatic bid. How was that? How did you guys process that? Obviously, once you get to the WHL playoffs, you're going to try your absolute asses off. But did it affect your mindset heading into the regular season a little bit that you guys could coast a little bit because you do have the Memorial Cup in the bag? What impact did that have, if at all, on your season?
Um, I don't think it had too much of an impact. I think there was almost a bit of added pressure. I think especially for me being a hometown kid, like I said, it was really blessed for me just to play in my hometown. But when you have the best junior hockey tournament and I guess besides World Juniors, but that's the main thing
Mhm.
that every junior player plays for, kind of, and to have that in your hometown, and obviously we had a really competitive team. I think there was a bit more added pressure at that time, and it's a good thing, sometimes, but it can also be a bad thing. So, um, yeah, I don't think it really changed much of our mindset as a team, but. Maybe there were some times where we were gripping our sticks a bit too much, or instead of just kind of playing and enjoying the moment.
Yeah, I could see where it's like we know that we're gonna be there at the end of the season, so we need to be flawless throughout. And I mean, you guys traded like 9,000 first round picks to get Olin Zell. Like I remember seeing that. Like
Yeah.
I'm not like too familiar with the Canadian junior world because I'm from America. I saw that package and like my head absolutely exploded. What was the reaction when you guys? Obviously, you have played with him before. What was your reaction when you guys traded for him?
Just exciting times. I think whenever you get new players, it's yeah, you're excited to meet them, and especially high caliber players like Zellweger and Ryan Hofer was the other player we got in the trade, and sad to see teammates go, but
Mhm.
at the same time, you try to welcome those guys onto your team and make them feel comfortable as soon as possible, so that they can help your team reach the end goal of winning a championship. But yeah, both those players were key contributors for our team.
Yeah, so World Juniors obviously in the books. You have the Memorial Cup. You somehow take your game to another level. You're like 2 points per game that season. Talked about this prior season when you really broke out. Did you improve anything that most recent season? What in your final year of junior play, if at all, did you see another stride in your game in terms of overall improvement?
I'd probably just go back to that playmaking ability. I think being a younger guy in junior, obviously chances don't come easy. So I think I was more of a shooter growing up, where I think now, looking back on the past few seasons, I've tried to, yeah, really take, my playmaking ability to the next level, and kind of being a dual threat.
Yeah, so you guys have a very good season. Then World Juniors rolls around yet again, two in like 4 months. It was insane. With that World Juniors, obviously you guys would go on to win. What was the reaction after you guys lost that first game to Czechia 5-2? Overall in the room, what was it like?
Super disappointing. I wouldn't say embarrassed, but almost like you're kind of letting people down. The World Juniors is in Canada, at least. It's such a tradition for everybody, and there's so many eyes on you, and you have the spotlight, right? So you don't want to disappoint anybody, and high expectations always for Team Canada. So when we lost that first game, it was yeah, disappointing, and I think us as a team, knew that that wasn't our best, and we had to be better going into the rest of the tournament, and we were able to do that.
Yeah, I remember like people were like, "Are they even gonna get out of the group stage?" I'm like, "Relax." Like, first off, Czechia is a pretty good team. Like, they're not. I don't want to
Yeah,
trash any teams, but
they
like,
were
yeah,
really good, really
they're a
good.
really good teams. Like, what if at all changes did you guys make after that game to kind of adjust?
I can't remember exactly off the top of our head, but I think just realizing that hey, we have a lot of good players, but we got to kind of check our egos at the door and understand that we got to work together as a team and play together as line mates. And I think we gelled a lot better after that. I remember after that first loss to Czechia, our captain Shane Wright kind of stood up and spoke to the group, and I think that was a real eye-opening situation for us, and we realized that things had to change.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they definitely did. You guys turned it on after that, beat the shit out of the United States, which was unfortunate for me. But going on, eventually you guys would win the gold medal on the Dylan Gunther goal. Obviously, you were involved in the play with the previous goal with Kent Johnson, but was the atmosphere in Halifax better or worse when you guys had another overtime goal to win the World Juniors? What was the overall experience like, and was it somehow even better than the Edmonton experience?
I think it was pretty similar. I think the Halifax rink was a bit smaller, obviously because it's a junior rink than in Edmonton. But yeah, I think just the real feeling of a traditional World Juniors around Christmas time, and yeah, when Gunther scored that, it was almost like a relief for us. We didn't want to lose another game to Czechia,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think whenever you can win gold on home soil, it's a good feeling.
Yeah, especially in overtime when it's one bounce of the puck, you guys could lose in front of a home crowd. So obviously
Yeah.
you guys get it done. 2-time World Junior Champion. WHL season, you guys lose in this conference finals to Seattle, unfortunately, and then in the Memorial Cup. I don't want to dive into like your losses and get like sad and all that, but what are maybe some lessons that you took away from those losses and are trying to apply to your overall game and mindset now?
I think just realizing that you know any team can kind of beat any team at that moment. Especially at Mem Cup, it's the best three teams from each league, and then obviously we were the host. But yeah, I think just I thought our team had the offense. I just think if we could have tightened things up on defense and kind of tried to keep the puck out of our net as much as possible. Obviously, other teams have really good offense as well, but I thought that first game was a good eye opener for our team. When we played Quebec, and I think we lost to them 7 or 8-3, and we had a whole schwack of power plays, and we couldn't score, and they were just such a good team defensively, and I think obviously it's nice to score goals, but I think defense wins championships. So I think that was a good lesson for us.
Yeah, definitely. What overall was your favorite memory from the Memorial Cup?
Obviously, the one win that we had against Peterborough, I think we
Makes
won
sense.
10-1, and
Yeah.
just the buzz around the city at that time, and I think I was just like so proud of the guys, and yeah, it's just. For me, it was yeah, really personal. Obviously, I kind of put my heart and soul into the Blazers organization, and I knew the trainers and the staff growing up as a kid too. So um, obviously not the best ending we would have wanted to have, but I think just the experience overall and to have the Memorial Cup come to Kamloops was great for the team and the organization and the city too.
Yeah, it was a great overall event from the little bit that I watched of it. And moving on, then obviously you're eligible, you're out of eligibility in the CHL, so you head over to Texas. You have your rookie camp, then preseason starts. You have a very good preseason. You lead the entire team in points with 5 and 6 games. How was that adjustment coming over from the CHL where you're playing 16 to 20 year olds to grown ass men? What did you notice in the difference in the game?
Obviously, the size of the players, like you said, you're going up against grown men, and there's some big boys out there, so you got to keep your head up. And
Yeah.
um, I think, yeah, speed, definitely there's a speed jump. And I think just, at that level, players are always in the right spots. And not as many turnovers and mistakes. So you got to make sure you're in the right spots and positioning, and just work with your line mates to create chances, because like I'm finding out these first few games, it's not easy to do so.
Was there any like coming to the NHL moment in particular in those first couple preseason games, whether it's like some superstar is just so goddamn fast or some big defenseman lays you out? Is there anything that like in your first or second game that you realize like, oh, this isn't the WHL anymore?
Um, I don't really have any moments just yet. I think like just being able to play. I think it was the last game against Minnesota. We played against like obviously Zuccarello and Kaprizov and a few guys like that, and just to see their skill set and how fast they are, was really cool to see. And yeah, those are stars that you see on the TV and watch all the time. So to be on the
Yeah.
same ice with them was cool, but obviously you can't give them too much respect. You got to play them hard too.
You can't be staring at them mid shift and then they zoom right by you. Definitely.
Yeah.
So you started the season out in the AHL and you're also doing fantastic there. 4 goals, 3 assists in 5 games. Overall, how has the competition at the AHL level been? Are you happy with how you're playing right now?
Yeah, it's been really good. Yeah, super competitive, and similar to what I said before, chances don't come easy, and yeah, you got to be patient with your game, um, and yeah, obviously everyone's really solid at this level. So yeah, I think I'm happy with the production so far. I think as we go on with the season, I think I'll be able to find my footing a bit more, and kind of find my way around the league, and hopefully just work my way into a spot where if Dallas does need a player, or need somebody called up, then hopefully they call my name.
Yeah, definitely. Next man up. Overall, playing for the Texas Stars, you're living in Austin, Texas now. How has that been overall compared to maybe Kamloops in Canada? How's that experience been? Austin, pretty sick city. There's a lot worse places to be in the AHL, Bridgeport, but how has that been?
It's been awesome. Yeah, I just moved in my new apartment a few days ago, so before that, it's just been a lot of hotels and a lot of not fast food, but just eating out. And
Yeah.
after a while, you just kind of get sick of it. And finally being able to kind of call my apartment home, it's nice to have a spot to go back to, and have your own meals cooked for you, and just kind of be more independent. So that's nice. And great weather here. I'm wearing
Yeah.
shorts and t-shirt every day. So I think back in Canada, it's getting colder.
Yeah. So would you say weather is probably the biggest change between obviously Canada and Texas right now?
For sure. I think just, yeah, the weather and then the landscape as well. Yeah, it rained yesterday and a bit today, but it's almost
Mhm.
like a hot rain. It's like tropical weather, so it's nice.
Yeah. How's you trying into the barbecue yet? Does it compare to Kamloops barbecue?
Definitely a lot better.
Yeah.
So.
Love to see it. So some other fun questions. What was your favorite NHL team growing up?
My favorite two teams were Montreal. My dad's favorite team was Montreal too, so I was kind of born into that. And then Pittsburgh, just because of Crosby.
Nice.
Obviously, yeah, childhood hero.
So yes, that goes into my next question. Your idol probably was Sidney Crosby. Any other guys you tried to model your game as, maybe as a smaller player?
Yeah, I'd say growing up like Crosby, and then Mike Camilleri when he played for Montreal. Smaller guy with a really good shot and one timer. So he was fun to watch. And I'd say now, as I've gotten older, I think guys like, maybe like a Jonathan Marchessault or a Braden Point, Cole Caulfield, just guys like that,
Hmm.
really fun to watch. And yeah, hopefully I can reach the same level as they can someday.
Yeah, definitely. The smaller players are definitely more dominant in the NHL compared to previous years. It's height does not play nearly the factor that it maybe used to compared to prior years.
Yeah, I think it's changed for sure. The game's changed lots, and every year it's almost like the game gets a little bit faster, and
Mm.
there's constantly younger guys coming into the league. So it's good to see, and for me, it's just about putting the work in every day, and Realizing that nothing is going to come easy and for free, and there's always every year there's new guys drafted and looking to take spots. So I just got to keep working and hopefully earn my spot on the roster someday.
Yeah, definitely got to stay hungry. When talking about the end goal as a hockey player, you obviously won some international trophies and medals. Would you rather win a Stanley Cup or an Olympic gold with Canada?
Um, that's actually a tough question. Uh, I think Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
I think it's just something that is so sacred, and not
Mhm.
many guys get to that point, and just the physical grind that you always hear about leading up to that, during playoffs, and Olympic gold would be cool, but I think Stanley Cup is what everybody dreams of. So yeah.
Yeah. I think I asked Leo Carlson the same thing, and he went with Stanley Cup as well. I feel like it's just not that like it's not as important, but when the Olympics come around, it's usually like the same 5 teams that really even have a chance. Compare that to an 82 game season, grinding it out, 32 other competitive teams. It's definitely tougher when you look at it. If you are from Canada or the US, I'm sure if you ask someone from like Latvia, maybe they'd say Latvia because they never won anything. But I think Stanley Cup is definitely the right choice.
Yeah, I think just with the, like you said, 82 game schedule and playoffs, and your teammates become brothers to you, and
Mhm.
you just kind of create that bond. And at the end of the day, you want to be hoisting the Stanley Cup with the rest of the guys.
All right, and then final question. We're going to do a little start bench cut with some of your 2023 World Junior teammates, if that's okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Dylan Gunther, Shane Wright, or Joshua Waugh?
So it's start, bench, or cut. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start Joshua Roy. I'm going to bench Shane Wright and cut Gunner. Sorry, Gunner, but
Yeah.
he's gonna be a cut.
You're gone. You're out of here. But thank you so much for hopping on the show, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, best of luck with the rest of your career this season. I think you're absolutely going to tear it up on the AHL in the AHL. Hopefully next year you make the opening night roster. Very good things ahead for Logan Stankoven. Anything you want to plug, your social medias, all that stuff?
No, I think I'm good. Yeah,
All right. See you guys.
awesome.